I'm so excited. Yeah.
Greetings, people of the internet. This is Cardiacs, and today we actually have a video game video. This is going to be basically a let's play, and I've decided I'm going to have this series mostly about the main story quests in this game, and I am so excited because when this game was first announced, I lost my mind. Because Horizon Zero Dawn, the first game, is my favorite game, and this is the sequel. So I'm very excited to find out where the story goes, and I hope you enjoy the adventure with me, because I'm certainly going to be taking you with me. So, yeah, here on with the video.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Through a lifetime spent in the pursuit of knowledge, one question consumed me. How did our world come to be? The old ones perished 1,000 years ago, triggering the extinction of all life. She showed me how it was reborn. A little outcast girl, ignorant of her own importance. Through her, I learned that life was only saved through a technological miracle. Zero Dawn. A terraforming system composed of 9 subordinate functions, each playing its part to reshape Earth from a barren rock to a lush landscape. Tended and protected by the machines. And with her, I learned the deepest secret of them all. The secret of her birth. That she is a clone of Elizabeth Subek, Zero Dawn's creator. Born to prevent a new extinction. Driven by Hades, a malevolent AI. Given sentience by a mysterious signal of unknown origin. And with a little help from me, she prevailed in a great battle at the city of Meridian. Becoming a champion for all humankind. But as useful as she has been, now, I must leave her behind. For as she strives to put right what Hades sundered, I have made a new discovery. One that heralds both destruction and opportunity.
Nice recap.
I think throughout this video I'll have little bits and pieces of voiceover. For this part, I just wanted to say that I regret I regret turning off the headpiece visibility because there's a cutscene later that would have been cooler if the headpiece had been visible.
This is interesting.
That and earlier when I was playing with the highlights and shadows and everything, I ended up making the screen, or I ended up making everything a bit too bright for my eyes, so
If I can change
I wish I could
this
change
later.
that, but I haven't figured out how to, if it's possible. So fingers crossed that I can figure it out. That fingers crossed it's even an option. Anyway.
Okay, here we go. I care more about story, but I also want a slight challenge, so I'm gonna do easy. Because I have anxiety. Minimal HUD information, look at the world to find your way. And guided markers and icons on screen to assist you on your journey. I don't know, because I would imagine guided is kind of like how it was in the first game. Would Explorer be... I think Explorer would probably give me a little bit more challenge, so I guess I'll do that and just hope for the best. Maybe I can change it later. We'll find out. Okay, autosaves will take place frequently. So that's good, because I have a terrible memory. But campfires, I'm glad, are still a thing. Luxie. Watchers. Thundermaw. Thunderjaw? Thunderjaw. I always get confused with Thunderjaws and Snapmaws. Okay, so many. Behemoth, Tallneck, others. I can't remember all of them. That's the eagle. I can't remember what the eagle is called. Like Storm something.
I'm running out of time, Elizabeth. The land is dying. People are suffering. Soon, they'll starve. All because of a terraforming system that's spiraling out of control. And only I can fix it.
No pressure.
Only I have your genetic code. It won't be long before we hit the point of no return. And then... extinction. I've been searching for months for what I need. A backup of Gaia. The AI you designed to control the system. But every time I think I have a lead, it comes to nothing. And every night, I have the same dream. I'm walking under a brilliant night sky, through a field of flowers. And when I arrive at the center, I see you, Elizabeth. Waiting for me. Even though you've been dead for 1,000 years. You're the closest person I've ever had to a mother. And for a moment, I feel whole.
Aww.
But it never lasts. I'm always left alone. This world is your legacy, Elizabeth. I won't let it slip away. The valley below is my only remaining lead. My last hope to find the backup. I'll do whatever it takes to get it. I promise.
Yay!
Varl?
If it isn't Aloy, the savior of Meridian, anointed of the Nora.
You know I hate being called that stuff.
Well, consider it a punishment for running out on us the very same night we beat Hades.
I grew up an outcast. Remember, I'm not much for parties.
Yeah. But that one was in your honor. Just saying. So, What are we doing? Must be urgent since you left so fast. Delving into ancient ruins? Or maybe it has something to do with the Blight.
Both, actually, but, I should...
Oh no. I've been tracking you a long way. It's okay. After everything you've done to help Lenora and my family, I swore an oath to help you, no matter what. You're stuck with me now. Like bark on wood.
Okay, but if you're going to come with me, you'll need to be able to see what I see.
He gets a focus.
Never thought I'd get your second sight.
I'll give you another one later and show you how to back up your data.
Data?
Information on the device. We've got a lot to cover. I'll have to explain everything as we go.
You see like this all the time?
Since I was a little girl. Come on.
Wonder how many extra focuses she has. Pretty.
Shall we? All right, I got a couple of scrapes on the way here. We should find some medicinal plants, stock up. So it's time for your first lesson with the focus.
Sounds good. Let's get
Interesting.
started.
Okay, so I'm still
These
playing as
plants don't look
Aloy.
like the ones in the Sacred Lands.
The
Thought for a
focus
second.
helps you see the ones we need.
Short pulses from your focus highlight the valuable loot and resources in the world around you. Tap R3 to focus pulse.
There. Those plants by the
Ah.
stream should do the trick.
You can store a limited number of medicinal berries in your medicine pouch. Tap the pad up once to heal using the medicinal berries from your medicine pouch. So it's same like the game. Interesting though, because like the original game began with Aloy learning how to do this with Rost. So now she's the one teaching somebody else. Here's something. By default, your HUD is set to dynamic. It only displays information relevant to specific situations. Swipe up on the touchpad. Okay.
Ugh.
Bitter?
Yeah, well, at least they make you feel better. All right, we should keep going.
Might want to grab more of these plants along the way.
Of course.
Yeah, good idea.
I wish my TV was bigger. It would feel a lot more immersive. Very pretty. Will she automatically do the thing? She will. Tap X while moving forward to vault onto obstacles. Well, that's what I had intended to do.
Light.
But
It's everywhere.
same in Blight.
Oh, whatever I just touched was slimy.
I'll take your word for it.
I would.
Those ruins. That's where we need to go.
I see a few ways down. What are we after exactly?
The backup? Well, it's an AI. It's hard to explain. Think of it like a set of instructions that can fix the world.
Sounds complicated. Noticed
Ooh.
you're traveling light these days.
That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
I, ran into some trouble on the way here. Lost a lot of my gear.
Nice. Oh. So, circle is a speed. Square is dive. And she definitely got an upgrade. And X, you go up. Wow, it's so pretty. Okay. Borrow? Yeah. This is probably another way down. I go back up? It's probably a rappel line. A zip line, rather. Well, same difference, kind of. Hello. You gonna extend it this time?
Ugh. Oh, whatever I just touched was slimy.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. I feel like I'm missing things. So how do I, like, actually use the focus? So this is just a quick scan, I think.
Knox.
Salvaging machine carcasses as usual.
I mean, I don't have any weapons. Rude.
Looks like they left a carcass behind.
I'll hold that thought. By default, set dynamic, swipe up the touchpad to reveal the full HUD and review your current quest objectives. Okay, fair enough. Go to the ancient ruins. Okay, well, I'm exploring for medication first. Or medicine, rather. So hold on to your nuts and bolts. And do another spawn dive? Didn't let me. I guess I have to, like, actually...
A lot of arrows in that machine. Better take a closer look.
I guess I have to, like, actually, like, run straight at. I can't, like, jump before going to the water. Excuse me. There we go.
Someone took down this machine recently.
Who else would come?
I don't know. We better craft some arrows of our own. There might be trouble ahead.
There's some ridgewood by the stream.
And that's what we'll need. It'd be nice to be able to scavenge the arrows from the carcass, though. For pulses from highlight, tap R3 to trigger a focus pulse. Okay, so I hold R3 to actually turn on the focus.
Alright. Now to craft some arrows.
Hold that thought. I want more stuff. Is this a truck? At one point, yeah. Hmm. Select. Yeah, okay. So the controls for this at
Done.
least are the same.
Me too. Arrows ready.
I want more Ridgewood though.
There's a ladder. But can't reach it from here.
Nothing a well-placed arrow can't knock free. Just have to target the lock.
That did it. After
Muscle
you.
memory. Oh my god, this game is so pretty. So pretty. There's a cat on my lap. It is soft and warm.
By the goddess.
What do you see?
What was this place?
The transmission... The, message I found didn't say. Only that a backup might be here. We need to find a way in. So, what happened after I left Meridian?
Well, there was a fuss when people realized you were gone.
Naturally.
Then some of us figured you only would have left if it were for something important.
You were right about that.
Oh,
The blight's not just poisoning plants. It's killing animals, too.
Then people will get sick too. And starve.
We're not gonna let
Probably.
that happen.
okay. So we have the map too. Oh, it actually tells you what the symbols do instead of having to figure it out. Character bios. I remember Varl, yeah, he was from the Nora tribe. Varl is a warrior from the rustic Nora tribe. His mother, Sona, is the tribe's war chief. I think his sister passed away in the Proving, too. Known for her iron will and stern disposition, she trained him to become a skilled hunter, with his little sister Vala following in their footsteps. When the militant cult known as the Eclipse murdered a number of Nora youth, including Vala, Varl teamed up with Aloy to exact vengeance. Since then, the two have shared a bond, fueled by mutual respect and common values. They fought side by side in a number of engagements, culminating in the Battle of the Alite, in which the Eclipse were finally vanquished, along with their buried shadow, the rogue AI known as Hades. When Aloy vanished after the battle, Varl tracked her into the wilderness. Although they once shunned her as an outcast, his tribe now believes that she is the Anointed, destined to carry out the will of All-Mother, their goddess. As such, he feels a spiritual responsibility to assist her that goes beyond mere friendship. Fair enough. Elizabeth Sobeck. Well, this is a long one. A very long one. Alpha Prime. Interesting. Dr. Elizabeth Sobeck, one of the greatest minds of the 21st century, was the creator and head of Project Zero Dawn, a system that gave life a chance for a future in the face of annihilation. Born on March 11, 2020, interesting, and raised outside of Carson City, she enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earned a bachelor's, I guess, earned a BS in experimental physics and computer science at age 16. I feel like they chose that birth date for a reason. um, She completed her PhD in robotics and artificial intelligence design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040 and joined Faro Automated Solutions as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. At FAS, she played a pivotal role in designing green robotics for the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade. But in 2048, she suddenly resigned, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technologies. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted a firm devoted to life-positive robotics. Miriam became one of the world's largest suppliers of green robotics and won numerous prestigious awards. On October 31st, 2064, Elizabeth secretly met with Ted Faro, head of FAS, and he revealed that a swarm of self-replicating war machines that consumed biomass for fuel had stopped responding to commands. Within days, she determined that life on Earth would be annihilated by this swarm and presented her plan for Project Zero Dawn to the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, the only hope in the face of extinction. At its core, Zero Dawn would be a terraforming system designed to return life to a barren Earth long after humans had gone extinct. The system would be governed by Gaia, the most advanced artificial intelligence ever created. But intelligence was not enough. Elizabeth nurtured Gaia's emotional response, ensuring that the AI would care for the world it would watch over. Reluctantly, at Ted Faro's insistence, she also installed the Master Override, a means to reassert control over Gaia or her subordinate functions. In order to buy Zero Dawn time against the encroaching machine swarm, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs initiated Operation Enduring Victory, a military campaign that drafted millions of decommissioned armed forces and civilians to the front lines. The campaign was built upon a lie. Publicly, Zero Dawn was a super weapons program that would defeat the swarms before it was too late. So, as millions perished fighting the war machines, unaware of the project's true goal, Elizabeth led her team in a desperate race against time. They almost didn't make it. In January 2066, the Faro plague broke through the last line of defense. As project staff relocated to Elysium, the sealed bunker where they would live out their lives, Elizabeth and the other project leads chose to lock themselves inside the Gaia Prime facility in order to complete their work. But as Gaia Prime closed its doors, a tiny but significant gap prevented the facility from completely sealing. Detection by the Faro war machines would have meant failure and extinction, and so, as the swarm closed in, Elizabeth sacrificed herself to fix the seal from outside the facility. Gaia was safe. In her final moments, Elizabeth returned to her childhood home, holding the pendant given to her by her mother. Elizabeth's dedication and sacrifice have left a lasting impact on the world. Nearly 1,000 years later, when Gaia was forced to self-destruct in order to prevent a second apocalypse, her last act was to order the creation of a clone of Elizabeth, in the hopes that one day this instantiation of her creator would find a way to permanently stop the destruction and heal the world. That clone is the hero of our story, Aloy. I feel like a lot of this information was discovered in between the two games. So that, because like a lot of the details, like Elizabeth's birth date and whatnot, and like her college life and everything, that was information that Aloy did not know earlier in the game, in the franchise. Who are you? Oh, I think he was in like one of the voice messages that you can collect in the original game. A gifted programmer with a disruptive personality, Master Hacker Travis Tate was one of the most wanted criminals on the planet, considered a critical threat by government agencies and multinational corporations alike. Despite his record, he was chosen by Elizabeth Sobek as the Alpha project lead for the Hades subordinate function of Zero Dawn. Who better than the world's greatest hacker to develop software capable of taking over and rebooting Gaia, the most sophisticated AI ever created? In addition to his work with Hades, Tate was also the head of Zero Dawn's digital security. There's a cat crawling onto my chest. I cannot see the screen. Cat, why you gotta do this? At least lay down. Oh, why you gotta stand in front of me? I'll eject you. All I have to do is lean forward. Okay. Though he succeeded at both tasks, he and the other alphas were ultimately murdered by Ted Faro as part of an effort to conceal his culpability for the machine plague that ended the world. Wow. I'll have to read the long ones later. Silence, I remember him. This isn't too long, I guess. Little is truly known about Silence, a wandering scholar, sage, and warrior. Though he is rumored to have come of age among the northern Banuk tribe, his past is a series of whispers, misdirections, and enigmas, all of which he encourages. As long as he can stay unseen in the shadows, he can freely pursue his obsession, learning everything he can about the origins of man and machine. Silence was the first person to find a working focus. With it, he discovered Hades, a rogue AI, and together they forged a bargain. It would give him knowledge. In return, he would give it followers. This arrangement led to the formation of the Eclipse, Karja rebels who believed Hades would help them retake their holy city of Meridian. Later, Hades reneged on the deal and tried to have Silence killed. Not long after, Silence learned that the rogue AI had ordered Aloy's death as well. Intrigued as to why Hades would want to kill a Nora outcast, Silence tapped into her focus and learned of her connection to the ancient world. Knowing she was the key to uncovering the deep secrets of the past, he joined forces with her, aiding her as she learned the truth about her origins. Seeking to make amends on his role in Hades' rise, he gave Aloy the lance she used to purge the AI during the Battle of the Elite. But after that, he disappeared, no longer answering when she tried to contact him with her focus. Rost. Oh. I feel obligated to answer this one, or to read this one. For Aloy, an outcast of the Nora tribe from birth, growing up in the machine-dominated wilderness was a lonely, solitary existence. Her only companion was the stern, impassive recluse who fostered her, Rost. An outcast himself, he raised her away from the tribe, ceaselessly training her to hunt and fight. From him, she learned to survive and... what? From him, she learned to survive any physical hardship, to scorn comforts as weakness, but what she most wanted to know, the answers to the riddles of her birth, he could not teach her. On the eve of the proving, the tribe's rite of passage that offered Aloy a chance to join their ranks and finally obtain the answer she sought, Rost resolved to leave the Nora sacred land for good. His greatest wish was for Aloy to embrace her new life within the tribe, a life that he could never be part of. Aloy could not reconcile with this notion. His companionship, distant and taciturn as it was the only source of warmth she had ever known, and to lose him was akin to abandonment. But he didn't go far. When a mysterious band of outsiders attacked the proving, killing the other contestants, he intervened to save Aloy's life at the cost of his own. It was only through his sacrifice that Aloy survived to unravel the mysteries of the ancient world and her connection to it. Yeah, I miss him so much. He was such a good, and he was only in existence so briefly. I don't want to read him. I don't like. He sucks. Anyway, pry open. Oh, well, that's one way to pry it open. Ooh, boy. Okay, so that's apparently how I use that. Ooh. So that's how I find items.
A few supplies.
And an item I can trade later. Does that mean I could have opened that truck? Well, now I know that I can open these things. Cat, your breath smells awful. Do you have anything I can pry open? Are there any other cars here? Leon, I can't see. Leon, stop. Ancient compartment. Interior cargo storage protected by rusted metal covering. Can be dislodged by prying or projectile impact. Is it one of the ones I opened? Oh my god, Leon, move. I love him, I promise, but he's really getting on my nerves. He's just sitting on my chest, so I had to like move my head back to be able to see the screen, and then he kept licking my face and blocking my vision even more, and then I had to try even harder to prevent him from literally French kissing me. And trust me, his breath is not pleasant. Such is life as the mother of a bunch of cats, though. This looks like a hippie van. That sounds like a zebra.
Down this way.
Contrast that I chose for this game seems to be making it a little harder to find items and things. Oh, hello.
Never seen one of those before.
Me neither.
It's like a ferret. I love him.
Machines have it on alert.
How do you want to handle it?
The focus can help us. We can scan the machine before we make our move.
Okay.
Give it a second. Okay. See how parts of it are glowing? Those are its weak spots.
Got it. I'm ready.
Nice. Why can't I take the arrows? I want the arrows.
Coming.
They're called burrowers then. Did I get the purple thing? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Ow.
How does the focus know all that?
It reads data on the machine.
Like a hunter studying its prey?
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of. So, after the fuss over me leaving, what did everyone else do?
Well, as soon as the celebration was over, my mother led the rest of the Nora home. The Sun King put his people to work rebuilding the city, and I set out to find you. Someone shot this machine too.
So there are different pages now. There's another ladder I can shoot down.
I see another ladder. Looks like it's stuck.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Got it.
Not stuck anymore. Oh my god, one rock. Just run over the rock, Halo. Anything here I can gather? Oop.
You said you've had a focus since you were a child, right?
Yeah. Found my first one when I fell into a ruin. Got the others from an old cache not long ago. It's good to have extras.
Well, that answers the question I had earlier. Oh, that's what it wants me to crouch. Were we just down there a minute ago? Eminal? Excuse me, sir. Sounds like a warthog.
Going into a ruin of the old ones. Goddess protect us.
We'll be okay, Varl. Through here.
Welcome to the Far Zenith launch facility.
Far Zenith? I know they made some tech trades with Zero Dawn, but why would they have a backup of Gaia?
Please register with reception for the tour.
I guess they want us to check in with them.
Yeah, but I want to find stuff. You know, you know it'll be helpful later.
Please hold for identiscan. Access denied. Please wait here for personnel to assist you. Dr. Sobek.
Okay. I guess they weren't on great terms with Elizabeth. Well, let's find a way in.
Please hold for identiscan. Access denied. Credentials not recognized.
I guess it doesn't like me either.
Likes you less. So at least it recognizes me as somebody. Is there an animal here or not? The ambiance is messing with me. I want to start crafting packs and stuff. Ooh. Definitely very jungly. And this was, at one point, an escalator. It's even got the ridged bits. I have such anxiety with escalators. I always feel like they're gonna like take my shoe or something if I don't step off at the right time.
I should be able to pry this open.
This is very much like the
There's climbing gear.
cavern
Guess someone dropped in from above.
at the beginning of the first game.
Whoever left this here might have also shot those machines we found earlier.
So where are they now?
I guess we'll find out. we may have had a bit of a campfire. Ooh.
Ugh. What's that stench?
Death, probably.
Entire camp wiped out. They must have come here to delve for scrap.
Acid. That explains the smell. And it looks like something big came in from above.
Crashed right through the camp. And then through the wall. I should take a look at the rubble in that gap.
So that must be what she wants to look at. Let's see if there's anything over here. First. Training dummy has weathered many hits. So they must have been here for a while then. Acid wasn't in the original game that I remember. There was corruption, but that was more of a machine thing rather than something used by humans. So I'm curious to know what
Whatever came through here brought this down as it went out.
another
If I
new
can
stuff
dislodge some of the debris, we might be able to squeeze through.
is in here.
Maybe I can find something to help in the camp.
Aloy, over here. I think I got something.
I don't remember seeing you.
It's some kind of Oseram prototype, I think. This hook looks like it can latch onto things.
Ooh, grappling hook.
And this gear pulls it back.
It looks broken, but maybe we can repair it. Hook it to the debris.
And pull it out. That could work. The focus can help us search the camp and identify anything we can use to fix the tool. My focus picked up a couple of things to check out.
Poor guy. Acid burned right through his armor.
Ooh.
Part of a machine. Could help fix the gears. Machine cable. Stronger than rope. All right, I think I have what I need to repair the tool. Or maybe even make something better.
You could use this workbench.
Interesting. I think we've unlocked a bit of a mini-game. Let's see. An improved version of a Delver's prototype tool that can latch onto and pull objects. Basically a grappling hook. Also enables grappling to specific points. Continue the story to discover this item. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So this is apparently how I craft now. I may have to... Looks like in the original game, Aloy could craft anything she wanted just by,
There.
you know, existing.
Pole caster. Now to test it on the debris.
Nice name. The Pullcaster is a versatile tool that allows you to manipulate objects in the environment that have a graded pattern. L2. Wait. L1, L2. Huh. So here, perhaps? Nope. It said graded. Yeah. That did something. There we go. Is that enough, or do I need to go again? Oop.
Just how big is this machine?
Clear the rubble with a full caster. Okay, so I just have to keep trying, I guess. Gives me a chance to remember how to pull it out. Oh. Oh, ow.
That worked better than I thought.
No kidding. It bothers me that there's that the
Well,
camping.
it doesn't look like there's an easy way out of here. I should scan the area. We have
The
to
resource
find a way
pack.
to keep going.
Huh. What's this thing for?
It bothers me that the resource pack icon in the bottom left is still red.
The pulse didn't turn up much. I better scan.
Well, I wasn't looking for anything specific. I was looking more so for things I could collect. Ooh, what are you?
I might be able to get up there.
Come on. Okay.
I don't think I'm doing this right. That's not working.
Oh, you can grapple to specific points in the world. Jump and tap X to attach. Okay. Oh. Okay, yeah, definitely not doing it right.
Wow. That worked.
That pull caster's useful. Too bad there's only one.
Yep, and it's mine.
Don't worry. I'll find you another way up.
I think I can turn this thing on.
Can I go up here? It's like a yes. Hmm. Let's see, what was it? Okay, basically just double jump. Okay. While moving, tap L3 to sprint, tap X while sprinting to form a long jump. Oh dear god, okay. This game is going to be the death of me already! Okay, L3 run and jump. Okay, oh god, oh god. That was scary. I'm just following these light things that I apparently can't, lower the ladder. Okay, there's a ladder somewhere then. That I apparently can't scan.
Okay, I gotta drop the ladder for Varl.
What ladder? Oh. Oh, maybe I don't need to. Yep.
There you go, Varl.
Thanks.
While he's getting up here, I'll open this. Pretty. It's like night sky.
Humans, Homo sapiens, us.
Okay.
We have always pushed the boundary as explorers, pioneers, trailblazers.
And now Far Zenith is taking the next leap into the future. That's why we're proud to have resurrected the Odyssey. What our governments abandoned in orbit, Far Zenith will actualize in less than a decade. But that's only the beginning. When the ship is complete, we will send the Odyssey and her crew where no one's gone before. The Sirius system. There, we'll create humanity's first off-world colony. The Odyssey may take 300 years to reach it, but when we look up at the night sky, we'll know they're on their way. And in the words of our founder, the late Peter Chimbumbe, the truest form of immortality is...
Data corrupt. Playback stopped.
The old ones could fly through the sky? Between the stars?
No, but we want to, apparently.
Well, yes. Sort of. That ship, the Odyssey, it never made it to the other star. Something went wrong, and it blew up.
This feels very much like it's based on Bezos.
Is that why Elizabeth gave them a backup of Gaia? For their colony?
Makes sense.
Error. Public presentation file corrupted. Member recruitment file available. Do you wish to reactivate?
Yeah. Reactivate. Let's see what else they had to say.
We all know the projections. Economic instability, new biocontagions, rampant AIs. How long before another catastrophe creates unacceptable risk for the world's elite? We here at Far Zenith believe, escape the inevitable. And so we reach for the stars. Now you've seen what we're building here. Infrastructure to support the Odyssey's construction. A state-of-the-art data center to facilitate rapid technological advancements. And you've seen how we're managing public perception. So invest and join us. Claim your berth on the Odyssey. Preserve your way of life beyond the concerns of Earth.
Well, they were right about the world ending. I just didn't know how. Yet.
So everything they said back there about the next step for humanity, it was all a lie. These people only cared about saving their own skin.
Yep.
Yeah, well, didn't work out for them in the end. That Oswald guy mentioned a data center. There. The backup. It should be stored in there.
Won't be able to swim across.
I guess we'll have to find a way around. Come on.
The cutscenes have gotten quite a lot better. The animation in the original game was very uncanny.
I still can't believe the old ones could fly.
They were capable of a lot of things. For good
Pretty.
and bad.
Sure seems
No kidding.
like it. I wonder what it's like up there, among the stars.
Lonely, quiet, scary. Just double checking to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Doesn't look like I did. Must have been some kind of auditorium. Now she'll vault
Doesn't look
over
like you can
things.
get across the river here.
We'll find a way. Let's keep going.
I mean, it's Aloy. I'm sure she probably could if she tried.
The wilds have really grown over this place.
They do in all the places. In all the ruins. How do I get up there? I want that box.
My focus might be able to help here.
Ah. Am I not allowed? Oh, yeah, I guess I can't go through here unless... Didn't think so. For the shot, though.
Show off.
This is the fun part of the game, is trying to figure out where to go. Especially when it's not super obvious. I do think it was right here that I needed to go. What was that noise? Something's back there.
I should be able to pull that thing out of the wall.
Oh, so I can move it with the thingy. Okay. L2, that, okay. Okay, I just didn't hit it right. Oh, jeez.
Deeper into the creepy ruin we go.
I want to know what that sound is. I love that this game actually has swimming as a thing you can do, because in the original you can swim, but you can't like actually properly go underwater. Oh!
Might have been what killed those awesome. Keep your guard up.
Oh, my guard is up. Light makes my throat itch.
Should have tried using the focus on that tail or whatever that was. Although it probably wouldn't have made a difference.
Up here.
More burrowers.
Careful. Don't want those things to call in some friends from underground. You take the left one. I'll deal with the one on the right.
Okay. Moving up.
I need to sneak up on it to take it out with my spear. Can't let it see me. I should scan it first. Check its patrol path. Closer and stay out of sight.
Where can I go? Ah, fuck.
Damn! Spotted! Ah!
So apparently I had to sneak up on it, and I had no choice.
I need need to sneak up on it to take it out with my spear. Can't let it see me. I should scan it first. Check its patrol path. Gotta get closer and stay out of sight.
Crouching and tall grass will make you invisible to unaware enemies.
I can throw a rock to distract it. Get it into a position where I can
I have
sneak
rocks?
up
I
and
do.
strike. Just have to wait for the right moment.
Throw a rock to distract an enemy or to lure it into an ideal position for a silent
Time to
strike.
throw.
Hold and release.
Ah! Spotted!
Come on!
Moving up.
It said hold and
I need
release
to
R2,
sneak up
and
on
that's
it
what I
to take
did.
it out with my spear. Can't let it see me. I should scan it first. Check its patrol path. I can throw a rock to distract it. Get it into a position where I can sneak up and strike. Just have to wait for the right moment.
Throw a rock to distract.
There. Now I have to take it down with a spear strike.
Awareness indicator appears if enemies are suspicious and are investigating. While crouching, approach and suspecting an enemy to perform a silent strike. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Looks like he's done.
Mine's down too. More of those machines ahead.
Nothing you and I can't handle.
Just two, huh?
My bow's ready.
So these two we don't have to sneak up on then. Shoot in the butt. Uh-oh. I understand the reasoning behind trying to sneak up on it now. Where'd he go? It dead? Oh, it dead. Okay. died further away than I thought it did. Interesting that there are still arrows in the ground. So cute.
Got them all. I've been meaning to mention, I noticed you have a new look these days.
Yeah, I know. Didn't have a lot of time to shave when I was trying to catch up to you. Don't worry, it's not permanent.
Good.
Sorry my whiskers offend you, anointed.
The blight's made its way in here, too.
Oh,
Looks like this little guy got caught up in the blight. I couldn't escape.
I hope it didn't suffer long.
probably did. This game is not for kids.
The Osram must have used explosives against the machines.
They managed to get a couple.
Looks like there was a barricade here. Machines must have broken through. I'll keep this for later.
Guess that Osram didn't have a chance to use it.
You receive a small health potion. Health potions take time to drink, but refill your health instantly and can overheal past your max health. Interesting.
Careful. Traps ahead.
Huh. Might be able to disarm them.
Sorry, Varl.
Looks like another camp.
While we're here, maybe we can make some traps of our own. Might come in handy against machines.
Good idea. I can use this.
Hey, that was mine. Rude. Oh, okay, never mind. Not rude. Hold.
I don't have the right supplies to craft a trap. But it looks like the Oseram shot off some machine parts. I might be able to scrounge up enough materials from them.
Okay, so this is apparently how I craft. Can't make anything though, because I haven't seen any animals. At least not ones that were already dead.
Okay. I should have what I need to craft a trap. There. Explosive trap made.
If anything walks into one of those, it won't know what hit it. Over here. Aloy, I think I see a way up.
Yeah. I see another supply.
Machines ahead.
Don't think they spotted us. I've seen this machine before. A scrounger.
It's new to me.
They're called scrappers.
Let's see where its weak points are.
Maybe we could place one of those traps you made in its path.
This here.
It just looks like a scrapper. A little less the hyena-like, though. Come on, back into the bushes. Come on, Burrow. While we wait. Hi. See just the top of his head. Oh, there's two of them. This one I'll silent strike. Assuming it'll keep coming. Oh no. Maybe coyotes or something. If they're scavengers, then it makes sense.
We're clear.
Let's keep going then.
You've been in a lot of old world ruins. Are they all like this?
They all have their secrets, but every place is different.
Let's see, how do I get over there?
I can't reach that ladder from here.
Hmm.
Well, that didn't work.
Nope. Yeah. Okay, so I have to get up there somehow. Oh.
Whoa. That machine we saw earlier must be on the move.
Let's hope it doesn't come this way.
That's a big storm picking up out there.
Yeah. And they're getting stronger. And more frequent.
So the storms, the blighted lands, the rivers and lakes choked with algae. You were born to fix all that?
Yeah. But I can only do it if I find that backup. I think we're winding our way around to the data center. We'll need to cut through that big building on the right out there.
This game is so pretty.
What's in here? Aloy, come check this out. What is this thing?
It's data.
Ooh, I think I can scan.
You can scan it with your... This data mentions the tech that Far Zenith traded with Zero Dawn. It doesn't explain it.
Negotiations with representatives from Zero Dawn have concluded, and I am exceptionally pleased that we've arrived at a mutually profitable agreement. It shows that sugar usually goes down better than salt, in contrast to the less tactful recommendations of certain of our more reactionary members. In short, Far Zenith will provide a copy of the prototype Homer archive already sent, 500 ectogenic chambers to be retrieved from storage at our Ninma facility, supplementary ectogenesis research reports. In exchange, Varzineth will receive a copy of the alpha build of the Apollo database in the week prior to the Odyssey's launch. By our estimates of Zero Dawn's timeline, by then it should be a near-complete repository of human knowledge. It should be noted that Dr. Sobek was very reluctant to agree to this, but I drew a line in the sand, making it clear that this was a non-negotiable term.
Oh, they got it back up.
I'll keep an eye out for more data. Let's see. Huh. A lot of glyphs. I'll tuck this away to study later.
Well, for a second I thought that was a bookshelf.
Looks like we've got to climb up.
To pulse your focus and highlight nearby. Okay, yeah, I figured that out in the last room. Thank you. It's nice to know that that's a thing, though, in this game. Nothing else to collect here? Wonder if I can fall. Probably. Oh wait, is this the ledge that... Yep. Just in case I fall down later. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah. Guess we won't be going that way.
Is there a spot? Can I grab this? I can.
Oh.
Well, it is 1,000 years old.
Very true indeed.
Looks like some kind of meeting room. That door on the other side's locked.
There's another one of those glowing things by the table.
Anzu.
The Zero Dawn terraforming system, the brainchild of Dr. Elizabeth Sobek. Empowered by 9 subordinate functions, Gaia, the core of the system, is capable of advanced planetary engineering, an obvious advantage to our space colonization efforts. Operation Phase 1. Establish an asset within Project Zero Dawn. Status complete. Phase 2. The asset will secretly beamcast a complete copy of Gaia and her subordinate functions to this facility's data center. If all goes well, Zero Dawn staff will remain completely unaware of the transmission. Risks.
So they stole it.
Discovery of this operation could result in Zero Dawn withholding the already negotiated Apollo database. Special care must be taken not to alert Travis Tate, the expert hacker in charge of Hades Protocol. In addition, extreme caution must be exercised in regards to Dr. Sobek herself. As one of the world's preeminent technologists, she may have instituted unforeseen security measures. A complete assessment is attached. This concludes the executive summary.
I thought Elizabeth sent the backup here, but she didn't. Far Zenith stole Gaia.
Aloy? Why does that woman look like you?
It's okay, Pearl. We look alike because we're the exact same. Genetically identical.
But she was one of the old ones. How can you be her?
She's a copy.
Because I wasn't born. I was made. By a machine. It's why I'm motherless, why I was cast out as an infant.
I don't understand. What kind of machine can make a person?
Remember when I said the backup is like a set of instructions? It's more than that. It's called Gaia. And for a long time, she cared for the world until she had to destroy herself. So she made me to bring her back. I'm the only one who can. And this place is my last hope.
You once said the goddess spoke to you when you went into All-Mother Mountain. Was that this Gaia?
Yes, but she's not the goddess, Laurel. There isn't one.
How can you be sure? It sounds like she anointed you with a sacred task.
I've had a lot of time to figure this out. And you will too, with the focus. But for now, the report said they were going to store the stolen copy of Gaia in the data center. So that's where we have to go. Okay?
Interesting.
Huh. Look at that. Aloy, over here. I found something you could use. Those Ostra
Interesting
must have
how-
left us behind. Can't help them, but it can help us.
A weapon. Thanks, Varl. We should keep moving.
After you.
Blast slings launch bombs that affect large areas. This weapon fires frost bombs. Use them against enemies to build up the brittle state. While in the brittle state, enemies are more vulnerable to impact damage. I like how it gives the icon. In addition,
Down here.
interesting. Didn't think I'd be able to go back up. That was extra interesting. I was just curious to know if I could go back up since there were handholds.
Back outside.
Good.
Technically, they're outside. They've been outside this entire time.
Look, that must be the machine.
Where?
It's heading in the same direction we're going.
Oh,
Great.
a snake, probably. Maybe it's after the backup. Wouldn't surprise me.
Another one of those machines. I could try with that new weapon on it.
Yeah, black.
Damage to it while it's brittle. Gotcha!
Machine couldn't take the cold.
I can't either.
really awesome delvers. And a lot of acid. That big machine must have attacked as they tried to escape.
They didn't stand a chance. So, you said this backup is the last hope.
Yeah. All those places I've been these last few months, there were supposed to be more backups. But 1,000 years ago, a guy named Ted Pharaoh purged them all.
Was he part of Far Zenith too?
No. He was worse.
Much worse.
Looks like we can cross over here.
Tap pulse or focus. Highlight climbing. This feels almost like in Tarzan. Excuse me, if you would. Ow. I'm sure that hurt. And there are lots of climbing things in this area. The interesting thing is that these are definitely made by people. They weren't like left over from the old ones, as Varl calls them. I'm guessing I need to go up. Ooh, a thingy.
That big metal thing looks like the ship we saw back in the auditorium. Imagine going up to the stars in that.
We're also machines tore right through them.
These guys couldn't catch a break.
No. I keep wanting to call the burrowers
Machines
Wittrets.
trolling ahead.
We can tag them in the focus to keep track of them.
Ooh. Oh. Shouldn't be able to see me past the rock. I thought I saw a climbing spot, but I don't see it now. Can I not just kill them? It's not even looking this way. I think it saw me. Oh, he's right behind me. Maybe he saw Varl, actually. Lost interest. Where can I go now?
There's a ladder in the back.
That's what I'm headed toward. Come on, bro. Wait, was that a thing? No, shoot. Come on, bro. Ow. Oh, there's 3 of them. Ow. That was my bad. Is that it? No, I hear another one. Oh, I guess they all are dead. Oh. Never mind. Not all dead.
Okay.
Lied to myself.
Now how to get out of here?
Machine ripped right through the wall.
Don't see anything other than Burl. Those I think are past the wall though. I think the X's are put on there by the focus.
So tell me something. Sona was really okay with you not going back to the Sacred Lands?
As the Nora war chief, she understood why I was obligated to follow you. But as my mother, she wasn't pleased.
Is she ever pleased? I don't think I've seen her smile.
Me neither.
No. It's kind of a, like, it's a little odd though, because the Nora are kind of like meant to stay in the Sacred Lands unless someone has been allowed to become the Seeker. And that's why Aloy was allowed to leave, even though she was, like, she won the Proving, which allowed her to become a Brave, even though she was an outcast, which was a big deal in their culture. And then after she survived the tragedy at the Proving, she managed to made the Seeker, and that was what allowed her to leave the Nora lands and find all of the information that she has gathered thus far. So my question is Varl a Seeker? Or was he allowed to leave because the Nora helped to fight against the threat of Hades? Don't know. I don't remember that much from the original game, unfortunately. I wanted to go back and play it, but time is a strange construct in my brain. Snick? Snick.
Three of those things. And if they slaughtered all those Oseram, we'll never get through to the data center.
There's no way to slip past them. They're too tough to fight head on.
We could find a settlement. Convince some hunters to help us.
That would take weeks, and we don't have that kind of time. Maybe all we need is that shuttle to fall.
That thing? How?
We'll figure it out. Just wait here.
Aloy.
Trust me.
And there she goes.
Yep. Should be used to it by now.
Get over to the shuttle to figure out how to make it fall into the basin.
It's really cool, though. It's like, oh my god, this game is so pretty. On our own again.
If I can make it to that tower, I should be able to find a way across to the shuttle.
I'll just wait until it gets close enough.
Maybe I should stick to my spear for now. Save some ammo.
There's more? Oh dear. Ow. Yep. Ow. Nope, knows I'm here. Is that all of them? Looks like that's all of them. Oh, there's a cat at my feet. How cute. Maybe for this part of the game I should stick to crouching. And probably try to not walk in the blight like I have been doing. Can be a little hard to, excuse me, a couple times or sometimes to tell between the blight there and the safe bush that I can hide in. At least it's hard to tell when I'm in a rush. There is a cat sitting on my feet. Precious baby.
There. That ladder can get me up to the tower.
Where? Oh. And now there's another cat on my chest.
Okay, there's a rail up there. I think I can reach it if I launch myself off that grapple point.
Tap X and attach to grapple points. Oh, tap O before reaching a grapple point to launch into the air. What? Where's the grapple point? Oh.
Got it.
Oh. Interesante. Now what? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Ooh, box. Summer, stop it.
Well, that sounds good.
I want that box. I guess I'm going back down. Whee! Okay. Attach. There we go. Okay.
Storm's getting bad. So all along, there were 3 giant machines killing Osir and leaving acid everywhere. Great.
Oh. Is this one of those jump and attack kind of things? I don't know. Exposed frame more capable of supporting human weight can be grappled to when in range. So does that mean I couldn't do it with this? Because I'm a little afraid to try to do it otherwise. Oh no. I think I know what I have to do and I don't want to. Okay. Ooh, okay, that was a lot less scary than I thought it would be.
Made it.
Oh my god, this cat is clawing my neck.
Easy. That was close. One rickety tower down. On to the next. I won't be able to make that jump. There is a cable here. Maybe I can ride it to the other side.
This is how the original game was. Uh-oh.
Well, nowhere to go but up.
Ooh.
Getting together.
Can't blame it. That means I have to go quick. I feel like they're gonna be machines up here. Probably crouch.
Looks like there are massive clamps holding the shuttle in place. I'll bet there's a control console nearby. If I can release the clamps, the shuttle should fall
Called it.
right into the basement. Oh, great. More machines in my way.
Where'd the other one go? There it is. Come on. So you have to go past the machines. Where is it? There it is. This might be close enough. This will definitely be close enough. Shoot. That's what I get for trying. Ow. Ouch. Ow. She rolls now. That's interesting. Ow. Leave me alone. Ow. Ow. Yeah, like I said, I am not good at video games, so that's why I wanted this on easy mode. Oh, not even over here. What are you? Did I already kill you? No. Ow. There's that one, please. Ow. Want the things. Leave me alone.
Okay,
There we go.
this place to myself now.
Keep catching cat hair under my thumb. I'm gonna make sure I pick up all the machine parts because they'll be useful later. Guess I got everything, surprisingly. Where am I headed?
Control console might be in there. Okay. Time to crush those machines down below.
That did not work as planned. Okay, maybe this will.
The shuttle's caught up in those cables. I'm gonna have to climb the tower to find a way to disconnect them. Now, how to get up the tower? Scanning with my focus could help here.
That looks like a grab hold. Maybe not. Wait. The grapple, I think, can grab that. Okay, maybe not. Wait. I can pull it with the grapple, though. Oop, wrong button. There we go. Figured that out pretty quickly, actually.
Gotta climb closer to the shuttle to detach the cables.
I like the music, but it's making me nervous.
Okay, that creaking doesn't sound good. I'm gonna have to detach those cables quick.
Is that not where I needed to go? Here.
This should be the right spot. There. That connector's holding the cables together. It should break if I shoot it.
Are we talking about like over here? This guy? I'm not. Oh, right here. Okay, there. That's fair.
One down. I just need to climb higher. Detach the second set of cables.
Can I go? Ah, there.
Scaling an ancient, rickety tower with killer machines waiting down below. Maybe Rob was right. No turning back now.
Oh. Is that where I was just a moment ago? Feels like it was. Oh well.
Almost there. There's the other connector.
Okay. One left. I feel like Varela's gonna save the day. Lucky. Very lucky.
Delaney, where are you? Finishing this the hard way. I need to take this thing down to get to the data center. And scan for weak spots. Okay, where's that weak spot?
Where is the weak spot? Usable weapon? Neat.
Try spitting at me now! There! Those canisters are exposed now. I should aim for them.
Oh, shit.
Whoa! You still got some fight left in you.
Ah! Is it loose? Ah, help. Ow.
Damn it, it broke free! I gotta take this thing down fast. That means lost ammo. Well, my focus might find something I can use around here.
Anything I can like move?
See what this can do. How do you like that? Oh.
Ow. Is it dead now?
It's dead.
All that for level 1?
Finally.
Finally is right. Jeez.
The data center should be straight ahead. I guess Varl's gonna have to find another way there.
Yeah, I dropped it when I had to roll out of the way. Kinda sad that Varl didn't come to help, because that would have been cool if part of the point of this game was Aloy learning that she doesn't need to do everything by herself. It could still be part of the game, but still. What's the 28 for? Does that mean that's its level? Surely not. Nothing really has a level in this game, or at least not in the first one. No. Would have been nice if I could have used this more. Oh, there's multiple. Would have been nice if I could have used both of them. Another one. This one's pointing in the ground. I kind of ruined it by picking it up, but... Are you plants? Your plants. It's a little hard to see the markers, so I'm just gonna have to get good at picking them out with my own eyes. Okay. Don't entirely know how to get out of here. Okay. Directly to the left then. Okay, not that far. Ah.
Once I get the backup, I can reboot Gaia. Fix the system, heal the blight. Restore Elizabeth's dream.
I feel like it's not going to be that easy.
But is it still there?
Probably not. There was
Okay.
evidence of
I should find
people
a server room.
in this area before. Could be silence for all we know. Can I creep? I cannot creep. This feels like the ruins I remember. Eh.
I'm close. I have to be.
What do you about Delgard? Data corrupted on the matter of Mr. Delgard. He's been a valuable member of our Zenith for years. Even Peter saw the need for a polished spokesman to preserve an anonymity for the rest of us. But with all the new members we recruited to increase funds for the Odyssey's expedited timeline, there are simply not enough berths on the ship to accommodate. Cuts have to be made, and let's face it, Oswald lacks the skill set for our future aims. He'll retaliate if we exclude him, of course, so we'll have to give him a proper send-off. But that doesn't mean that his usefulness must end. We have plenty of resource material to generate a digital puppet, giving us the means to data corrupted. Nothing over here, I guess.
Please be here.
About time. It was a long quest.
It's here.
Is it?
Gaia version 6.9. Initializing. Hello.
Hi. Elizabeth? Travis Tate.
Now, what's this we got here? A Far Zenith conspiracy to steal a copy of Gaia? And her subordinate functions? Naughty, naughty. You want me to handle this, Liz? Blasphemers! Brood of vipers! With a mighty hand I smite and pour troubles upon you! This ain't no copy of Gaia you stole, you losers. But it's the mother of all logic bombs. So good luck repairing your data. And next time you start thinking you can outsmart a Tate, remember my salute.
Aloy? The goddess.
There is no goddess. I told you that already. That's not Gaia. It's not what I'm looking for. It's nothing but a fake.
This feels like
I got it.
some of the trailer
Carl.
footage.
I'm sorry.
You have a sharp bite sometimes, you know? But it was pretty amazing to see you fly off that tower and blow up the entire basin.
The thing is, there's going to be more of that. I'm out of leads, Varl. But I have to keep searching. And fast, and whatever risks I have to take, I will. And it doesn't make sense to have someone with me. Someone who might get hurt. This is on me, Varl. Nobody else.
Hold on. Before, in Meridian, you said there was a man who helped you. Silence. You said you used to talk to him a lot about things you discovered from the old world, things no one else understands. And
You
he
jealous?
gave you the lance you used to defeat Hades.
He's gone, Varl. I haven't heard from him since the battle against Hades.
Sure, but Spy Master Murad back in Meridian, he's good at finding people, isn't he?
Varl,
Come on, it might work. Plus, you'll get to see some friendly faces again.
Dude, we get to go back to Meridian?
Okay. I guess it's worth a shot.
We've got a long walk ahead.
Actually, I've got a better idea.
Love it.
By the sun, it's true. She's come back.
Bless us. The savior of Meridian has returned.
Oh.
You earned this welcome. You saved them.
Not yet.
In the name of the Sun King of Vard, a royal welcome for the champion.
Make way.
Murad, Aloy has an urgent matter to discuss.
Does she? That makes two of us. I've sent forth hunters for weeks. To Sunfall all the way to the Sacred Land, searching for you. Something
boy.
happened at the Spire.
Oh no.
Come. I'll show you.
I'm worried.
Watch your step. You saved us all, to be sure, but we're still cleaning up the mess. It happened right after the solstice. We were able to explain it away, thank the sun. Otherwise, it might have caused a panic.
What, did Avad die or something? Or sick? Or there's that storm. Oh, she's got a statue now. Neat.
One night, for less than half a minute, it glowed an angry red. From Meridian, it looked like a trick of the light. But those who were closer, atop the light, said it could not have been a reflection. Much to my dismay, they said the light rose up from the tower's base. From that. We left everything just as it was.
What do you think happened?
I don't know. The Spire's supposed to send out signals, messages for the terraforming system.
But Hades tried to use it to wake up ancient war machines.
I was sure I got the connection to that thing. Wait here while I check it out.
Let us know what you find.
At least he's trying to be patient.
I've got a bad feeling about this. I don't know. Looks the same as before. I could pull this thing out of it. What? Transmission.
Oh.
No, he wouldn't. He couldn't. Something was transmitted from the top of the spire. I guess I have to find a way up there.
So is this where the last battle was in the last game? Oh, there's a thing over there.
We were almost overrun by the machines Hades controlled. But we pushed through. Looks like a memorial. Honoring those who fell in the Battle of the Elite. Lots of brave people defended this place from Hades. Is that a statue of me? That's new.
I can hear the cringe in her voice.
I guess I should be flattered by the statue. It feels wrong. Especially when my job's only half done.
So this had to have been where the final battle was. I only vaguely remember what it looked like, and this looks like it. Anyway, back to the quest.
Might be able to climb up the scaffolding at the base of the spire.
I see, I think, some handholds.
A pulse from my focus might help me find a way up.
I've already tried that. It's a little hard to see. So definitely not through the bushes. Maybe from this guy. Ah. Should say scaffolding. Use R to move the camera to look for another place to
jump
go.
to that ledge behind me.
Ah. Oh, go back. Yep, I'm having an issue with this one. Top O without touching. Jump backwards. Oh, okay. To jump to this side, hold L to the desired direction, and then O. Ah. Or not. I'll figure this out eventually. Meanwhile, my arm is hurting a lot because there is a cat that is on my arm, and she is weighing it down quite a bit. To jump to this side, hold L in the desired direction, and type O. Guess my only option is to go that way. But it keeps making me go that way. Why are you not letting me... Where are we... Why? Jump to the side, hold L in the desired direction. There we go. Hold L2 and triangle to equip the pull caster. Okay. L2, triangle. Alright. Oh, the grate.
I should be able to pull that crane closer.
Oh.
There we go. Now, how to cross over to the spire. Should be able to get up there now. I thought Silence was helping me when he gave me his lance. But it looks like he tricked me. It transmitted something through the spire. Did he save Hades? Why would he do that? Well, if I can figure out where he sent it, I can track him down. Hopefully the transmission note at the top will tell me. Looks like this panel's ajar. Can I go up through the inside?
Reach out with L and tap X to jump between distant climbing walls. I'm guessing I'm meant to go that way. Fantastic.
An elevator? Let's see.
Like cats are fighting.
Access lift activated.
Lucky day.
Engaging maintenance configuration.
Wonder what the Carja will make of this.
It's like a tall neck. It's like a... It feels like a spire in one of the...
There's the note.
Manufacturer... like the factories.
Well, Aloy, I see you finally figured it out. To be honest, I'm surprised it took you so long to discover my rules.
You rigged the lance to steal Hades. How could you be so reckless?
Reckless? You're the one who tried to purge Hades before its precious knowledge could be extracted. The mysterious signal that woke it, for example. Or why to obtain one of those Gaia backups you've been having such a hard time finding?
If you knew, why didn't you just tell me?
I've been having problems of my own these past 6 months, Aloy. The difference is, I've made progress. So once your anger at my entirely necessary deception has faded, why don't you come out here and find me in the Forbidden West, and learn all that I've discovered?
Oh, I'll come find you.
Yes. Well, the coordinates should make it simple enough. Even for you.
He trying to call her stupid? Rude.
There's no other choice. Better let Varl and Murad know what I found.
Aloy always has a way of doing the incredible. You went inside it, and it transformed. Almost like the day of the battle.
I can only be grateful that it's a stormy day. Few will have seen the tower change from Meridian. What did you discover?
Hades. The danger didn't end here. It went into the Forbidden West. And I have to follow.
I see. That can be difficult. West is called Forbidden for a reason. A tribe of ferocious warriors controls much of it, the Tenakth, and they allow no trespassers past its border. That said, under the Sun King of Ard, a fragile peace has been negotiated, and indeed, the next embassy will take place in a day or two on the edge of the frontier. Were you to attend the gathering under his auspices, the Tenakth might grant right of passage, instead of hunting you and attacking on sight.
Great, just what I need. More killers.
The Sun King.
Friend.
Aloy, it's good to see you. You left in such haste. We never had a chance to properly thank you.
Can we show the champion the spear now, please?
Itamin, quiet.
It's true. We bear gifts. Decorum usually calls for a ceremony of offering at the palace, but I thought you would prefer a less formal occasion. Bring them, please.
Avad, this is all very kind, but Who's it? Vanasha.
Quick. Better hand them over before she runs off again.
I don't remember them.
Must you?
Try it on.
It's beautiful.
On behalf of all the citizens of the Sundom, may these tokens remind you of our eternal gratitude.
Oh, does it not show in... It's not showing on her head. I'm assuming it's a headband. I'm guessing it's not showing because of the setting I had earlier.
Perhaps you'd like to spend more time with your friends. Come speak to me when you're ready to depart.
Wish I could see that cutscene again. I don't think it'll let me, though.
The sculptor wanted something even bigger, twice the size, covered in gold and jewels. But I was quite certain you wouldn't appreciate that.
You were right.
Nope.
I'm sorry, Avad. It's good to see you, but I can't stay long.
I see. I had hoped you'd remain in the city for a time. Perhaps at the palace.
Meridian's still in danger, but it's bigger than that. To put things right, I have to go west. To Tenakth territory.
By the sun, that's a Tenakth? Well, perhaps Murad already told you, but after years of hostility, we've negotiated a truce, in hopes of a lasting peace. Another embassy will be held in just a day or two.
When you say years of hostility, I assume you mean the Red Raids?
Ah, yes. My favorite subject.
I wouldn't ask if I didn't need to know.
As you know, my father raided all the border tribes. Asurum, Banuk, and Nora suffered greatly, resisting as best they could. But none fought back like the Tenakth. They rose up and assaulted our western front at Barren Light, sweeping us from their lands. Getting them to talk to us again after that was tricky.
What makes this coming embassy so special?
Well, just like today, it is special because of the guest. Our delegation will meet with the Tenakth just outside Barren Light. We'll give them treasure, and they'll return a prisoner. Fashav, one of our finest soldiers.
Soldier? Don't you mean raider?
No, not in this case. Fashav is my cousin, nothing like Helis and his ilk. He joined the Western expedition with the hopes of reining in certain excesses. But he was captured, during a heroic defense of our forward base at Cinnabar Sands, and has been held ever since.
Your cousin, Vashav. How long has he been a Tenakth captive?
5 years? Tenakth emissaries swear he is well, but I wonder. That tribe is renowned for its brutality. How did he survive? Well, I'll know soon enough. If you see him before I do, tell him that I await him in Meridian, where he belongs.
If I see him, I will. Itaman looks happy.
You got him out of Sunfall. Any happiness he has, he owes to you. He's turning into a fine young man, which he'll need to be if he's to inherit the crown.
Wouldn't the crown go to a son of yours first?
Yes, well, I'd have to get married for that to happen. Murad keeps throwing noble matches at me. But I find I'm always trying to make them into someone they're not. At any rate, I never aspired to the throne, and I don't wish to sit there forever. When Itaman comes of age, I hope to step aside. Free of the crown. I might finally be able to travel the world. Who knows? Perhaps even accompany you on one of your adventures.
You make it sound easy.
He was... I think at one point in the original game he did flirt with Aloy a little bit, but he did... it was revealed that his heart belonged to, I believe, Aaron's sister Ursa. He really liked her, but she didn't survive the game.
How did you get the Tenakth to talk again after the war?
The same way I got you to talk. By giving gifts.
The Tenakth like tiaras?
More like medals, spices, and relics looted during the fighting. We've met with them on several occasions, and the gifts seem to have eased the tension. But this coming embassy is the most important yet. The best sign we've had so far that the Tenakth want lasting peace.
I need to get going.
One moment, Aloy. There's something I must ask you. Since you left, I've thought of little else.
This isn't really the time.
But it has to be. The way you left before, there's no way to know when I'll see you again. I'm not trying to stop you, or hold you back. But I need to know, when your mission is over, will you return to Meridian and stay? Long enough for us to spend time, to get to know each other properly, perhaps.
He's definitely crushing. Flashpoints offer that the original game had this too. Of course, this the first one happened a lot earlier on. Flashpoints offer moments of emotional choice. How Aloy expresses her personality is up to you. Choose the fist, and Aloy will confront the challenge directly. Choose brain, and Aloy will use her insight to find a clever, less obvious approach. Choose heart, and Aloy will express compassion or give voice to her deepest convictions. Are you kidding? Now's not the time. It's a nice thought. The fist is usually a little bit more brutish. The brain is a little more logical, I suppose, and then the heart is passionate. I always have a hard time deciding which one I want. They look so awkward. While I'm waiting, they look awkward. It's funny. I don't know. I don't know. Go, now's not the time.
Vod, the situation calls for a higher perspective. The threat I'm facing endangers not just Meridian, but a lot of other places too. A lot of innocent people. What happens between us, it's not important. At least, not yet.
You're right. I'm acting like a fool.
No.
It's supposed to be the king who calls for a higher perspective. Please accept my apology. And my wishes for your success. Goodbye, Aloy. As always, our hopes ride with you.
Dowager Queen Nasadi.
Blessed champion. Itamen, what do you say?
My humblest thanks to you, great champion, for delivering my mother and me from Sunfall, and for defending our holy city against the forces of Shadow.
Cute.
Did I say right?
Oh.
You said it fine, Itamen. And you're welcome.
Champion, will you teach me how to shoot like a real machine hunter?
Itamen.
I have to go on an important mission, Prince.
To save the world?
Something like that. But when I come back, I could give you a few tips. It would be an honor.
Cute.
We owe you our lives, champion, and we will not forget. May the sun light your way.
Watch out for Thunderjaws, champion.
Cute. I want to talk to the VOD now. I feel bad.
Anything you need, Aloy, please ask.
And there's a cat in the way again. Let me see. Okay, never mind.
I'm sorry, Vod. It's time to go.
I'm sorry too, Aloy. Farewell.
Oh my god. There's one other person. Is that where they are? Uthid?
That's part of the Deathbringer we defeated.
Oh. No, this is from the battle. How
This
did I see it
machine
from
was
all the way
the
over
last
here?
line of defense for Hades. It dragged the orb up here and then nearly killed me, but it's just a piece of scrap now.
An honor to make your acquaintance, Savior.
There.
Savior.
There.
Everything's just
The
the way you
workbench.
Come on.
Okay. Master override installed. Plus, something new. To store up and release energy. Resonator. Should help in a fight. Uthid, Fanasha. Thanks for being here.
Wouldn't miss it. Even if you did leave us hanging after the big battle.
Vanasha, stop. She's here now, isn't she?
For the moment. but I see that look on her face. She's got business to attend to, and it isn't in Meridian.
You know, I didn't vanish before because I wanted to. I had...
No, Huntress. Please. You don't have to justify yourself to us. You saved our butts. If you've got to go, go. With our blessing.
Always.
You both look like you're doing well.
Mr. Shiny Pants here is now the Sun King's senior military advisor. That means people actually have to listen to him talk? May the sun bless their sorry souls.
At least I say something of substance every once in a while.
What was that? I just fell asleep while you were talking.
And how about you, Vanasha?
I've been looking after Nasadi and Edaman. 2 parts bodyguard, 1 part...
Bad influence.
Huh. I was gonna say nanny, but I like your version better.
It's been months since I was in Sunfall. What's become of the Shadow Karja?
After you wiped out the Eclipse, there were hardly any priests or officers left to terrorize the little people.
Avad offered amnesty to all who were forced to serve the Shadow. So the commoners cleaned out the Citadel and handed it back to him. The Sundom was unified.
Avad wanted Uther to take command of the garrison there, but Captain Cudley here refused. Rumor has it that he wanted to stay close to me here in Meridian.
That's nonsense, of course.
Uh-huh. Unless?
I never pictured you as a nanny. Edaman must be special.
Hold on now. I'm not entirely domesticated. Nasadi was the Mad Sun King's wife. She has enemies. I've had to foil a plot or 2.
Right. You can try to hide it, but inside, you're as soft as a silk pillow.
Oh, you have no idea.
Huh? Oh dear.
We were talking about Edaman?
Yeah. Okay, I admit it. Edaman's cute. He's fun. And he looks up to me. I like him. Except when he forgets to wash his hands after hooking worms in that muddy garden behind a solarium. Blech.
Cute.
Well, I know. You're out. Go. Away with you.
Always an honor, champion.
Always a pleasure. But please, little Huntress, come back someday and tell us about your adventures. If I can't get in trouble, at least I can hear about yours.
I like her. I wish I remembered her.
All right. Say it. This is better than staying in the dump.
Cool your forge. Still plenty of danger ahead.
Don't blow
Well,
your
that's
brains.
everyone. I guess it was nice to catch up. For a little while.
Still feel bad. They don't need to, but still.
Are you ready to go? Or do you need a little more time?
I'm conflicted because I feel like there's something I can do. I'm gonna stay longer.
Just a bit longer.
Is there a way I can go down? Don't really remember how I got up here in the original game. I like how they've got like actual pathways mapped out. There. Wait, do I have any skills left yet? You've earned your first skill point. Skill points are gained by leveling up and completing quests and activities. Choose a skill tree and tap X to open it. Oh, okay. Warrior. Unlock new melee combos and increase melee damage and effectiveness. Includes weapon techniques for warrior bows, which specialize in close quarter combat. That would normally be the direction I want to go, but I kind of want to be a little bit more strategic in how I approach things in this game, instead of the usual, like, slash and grab kind of thing that I normally do. Increase the effectiveness of food and traps and the amount of traps that can be placed. Includes weapon techniques for trip casters and rope casters. Hunter. Increase range of combat effectiveness and improve weapon stamina and concentration. Includes weapon technique for hunter bows and bolt blasters, which specialize in mid-range combat. Increases the effectiveness of healing and potions and gain benefits while in low health. Includes the weapon techniques for blast slings and shredder gauntlets. Ooh. Infiltrator reduces visibility and movement noise and increases damage dealt while in stealth. Includes weapon techniques for sharp shot bows, which specialize in long range combat. Machine Master increases the effectiveness of overriding machines and the durability and damage dealt from overridden machines. Includes weapon techniques for spike throwers, which excel against large machines. I don't know. In the original game, you could eventually get everything unlocked. I don't know if that'll be the same for this game, though. Machine Master. I feel obligated to choose this one just because of the friend I mentioned earlier. But I am a messy player, and so Survivor would probably be best for me, at least early on. Either that or Hunter. Oh, is this? This has to be the bow situation. Huh. How many skill points do I have? Is it not going to tell me anywhere? I think it says up there in the corner. Medicinal berries provide more healing and heal you faster. Yeah, I'm paranoid about getting medicine and stuff, so. This is a passive boost and can be recognized by its circular shape. What? Skills in this category provide a constant increase to your basic capabilities. Learning passive boosts multiple times increase their benefits. Outfits and weaves can also improve their effects. Okay. So they're talking about these being like an actual ability, I guess? And then these being passive. What's this? This is a Valor Surge. Learn all 3 connected skills to automatically unlock it. Equip a Valor Surge to use it. Valor Surges are powerful special abilities that require a buildup of Valor to use. This is interesting. This is new. Earn Valor through various actions in combat, like removing components, targeting weak spots, and defeating enemies. Each skill tree offers different Valor Surges that provide unique advantages. Interessante. Okay, so I have to unlock this one, which I've already done. I have a cat in the way and I cannot see. This one and this one. Medicine capacity is what I look forward to. And potion proficiency. Health potions provide more healing and all potions are faster to consume. Neat. What else can I do? When thrown, these rocks distract an enemy for a short time, allowing them to move unseen. Change? Oh, I can customize, I guess. It'd be nice to know how to craft things. Like inventory space things, unless that's not really a thing in this game. Don't know. Finding a vendor would be cool. I'm guessing that's not a thing either. At least not yet. Yeah. Not surprised, won't let me leave. Actually, I want to see what they say.
Can't let you go this way, Savior.
Why not?
My orders are to keep you on the alert.
Weird. I'm literally being held hostage.
Is that the time? Or do you want to chat some more with your friends?
I better get going. And if I'm headed west, it sounds like I'll need rite of passage from the Tenakth, as you said. Where exactly is this embassy going to be held?
Past the Daunt, the canyon that marks the western border of the Sundom. You'll find the fortress of Barren Light at its farthest edge. The embassy will take place just beyond its gates. It's a long march, a fortnight on foot.
A couple of days hard riding should get us there.
Actually, it might be better to rest here tonight. Head out in the morning.
Of course. I'll arrange it.
Interesting. Are we gonna see Erend? Oh. She gonna sneak out or something?
Well, I guess that's as good a place to cut it as any. So, there's a bit of a music video that transitions into the next part of the game. I don't really want to get in trouble with copyright, so at least for this video, I'm going to not include it. Maybe I'll have it in the next one. I don't know. I haven't started editing that yet. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It's quite long, but I wanted to show the kind of like struggle of me getting used to the game and how different it is, and also how similar it is to the last one. So, yeah, let me know if you liked it. The next one will probably be a little bit more streamlined, and in that I'll cut out a lot more of my just wandering around collecting bits, because I feel like that's probably a little bit boring. So, yeah, just let me know if you have any suggestions for what I can do to make the next video better. Because I do intend to record the entirety of the game, and I don't intend to have that many of the side quests, though. I'll have a couple, I think. and in the next bit I'll show some recording that I've had for the next part of the game. So you'll have a bit of a sneak peek of what's to come. Yeah, so without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and bye.
Ooh. Isn't this a flower? Metal? Well.
Scroungers. No one of their scrap piles.
Shoot. There's more of them than I thought! Oh, God.
It's not gonna back down.
What the? I was leaving. Leave me alone.
I'm
not now.
Easy. What happened?
Explosion in the mine. Water flooded the whole place. Some of my guys are still... They're still down there. I can't stop.
You've done enough. Something's keeping the water inside the tunnels.
What are you thinking?
I've got an idea. Are there more explosives?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, should still be some up top, but you'll need these fuses.
Are you crazy?
You can't move, and I'm not leaving you. It's not like she can make things worse.